Hello and welcome to the second season of The Huddle. I'm Chris Guscott, and that's right, we are back for the 2014 season, and we here at Ozsports could not be more excited to not only be filming from our new station here at the Hub Adelaide, but also bring you weekly interviews, highlights and previews that you will see nowhere else. If you are looking for more articles surrounding the new season, such as the weekly power charts and much more, head over to the Ozsports online network website. On today's show, we'll be previewing every team and interviewing the key players and coaches involved to see where their teams are at prior to the season's commencement. Without further ado, we'll start our preview with the Southern District Oilers, who managed just 2 wins and a draw in their previous season. This wasn't through a lack of trying by any means at all, just simply a lack of depth and bench presence cost the Oilers many games last year. Southern District struggled heavily to stop the flow of points against them, as they conceded on average 22 points per game and lost games by failing to slow the momentum in high-scoring contests. Their rush offense was also to blame. They just averaged 53 yards a game last year, despite the best efforts of workhorse running back Craig Simons. However, with an encouraging set of turnouts for the preseason practices, the Oilers are looking to make a few teams nervous in 2014. Rob West McGuinness will once again lead a pass offense which matched it with the best last year, and should be well supported by a serviceable pass offense which was first in yards conceded via the pass. To kick off our interviews, we headed down to Port Noarlunga to hear from the Oilers. It's obviously a disappointing season last year. You guys finished last. What was the thing that you guys took out of that and are looking to kind of implement this season?
I think the probably best thing we took out of last year is we got a lot of young guys some time. We've definitely brought in some more young guys to the club this year. So I think just their continued development is probably what's key for us at the moment.
Absolutely. Now, we've asked every club this, and we're going to ask you guys as well. So what is the team that gives you the most worries coming into this season? Which team have you got kind of marked on the calendar?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the Razorbacks are the reigning champions, so they're always one you look at and you go, okay, we'd like to beat them. There's a bit of history there with us, going back years. But I mean, every club's tough, and as you said, we didn't do the best last year. So I mean, I think we'll just take it, and it's a bit of a cliche to say we'll take it game at a time. But I think every team for us poses challenges, and there's probably none that we're going to take lightly.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, give us a little bit more about what you guys are going to try and do this year to kind of fix maybe some of the problems that you have had. Is there something that's structurally changing in terms of the tactics-wise, or are you just going to work on execution?
Yeah, I think it's execution. I think probably, our defence was solid last year. Our run game probably let us down a lot, so, we've been doing some work on that. Besides that, I probably don't want to give too much away.
Absolutely. Now, finally, give us a realistic expectation of where you guys are expecting to finish on the table this year.
You know what, we probably haven't spoken about it, but I think, with the guys we've got here and the guys we're returning and some senior guys who look like they'll be coming back to the club, I don't think it's an exaggeration to think we can make the finals. So for us, I think that'll be a successful season.
Next up on our list are the South Sydney Chiefs, who managed a semi-final appearance under one-year coach Kaz Hasametic. However, disunity within the team cut short a promising season, as star quarterback Mark Rusby was one of the noteworthy players to leave as a result. Yet it is a new season, and with a new head coach, Heath Thomas, at the helm, there's a new wave of energy surrounding the Chiefs. However, there are a lot of players missing from last year and a lot of new players to adjust to the new system, so it could be interesting to see what happens out South City. Last year, the Chiefs managed to be a mid-league team in most significant statistical categories, but it stood out in how they were not only able to minimise their turnovers, but also how they forced turnovers, leading the league in both stats. The youth of the squad, however, might unsettle this trend, which could exploit what was a suspect and underused rushing offense last year. We got the chance to speak with James Brazza and Heath Thomas to see how things are shaping up at Marion. For you guys, obviously you've got a few guys that are out this year. What's the squad looking like heading into this season?
Well, we're looking pretty good. We're just trying to tune in on the finer points. So looking pretty strong. Lost a lot of players from last year, so so we're just trying to get the basics down first and then build off of that.
Yeah, sure. In terms of your own play this year, you had a tremendous year last year. You were one of the top 3 in tackles last year. Is there anything in particular you're looking to improve on this year as a player?
Yeah, I'm helping out a bit more in the coaching department. I lost a lot of senior guys last year, so what I'm really trying to do is help out the other guys around as well, while still trying to be able to keep up my level of play from last year.
What is a reasonable expectation for the Chiefs this year? Like, where do you guys see yourself in terms of the ladder?
Yeah, so we're trying to get all of our guys a lot of experience, a lot of playing time. So saying that, we still want to be making it into the playoffs so we can make a strong push at the end of the year. But we really want to develop the depth this year and try to get everyone lots of playing time. So when we get into the finals, everyone's ready to go at whatever role that they need to fulfill.
All right, first things first, Teeth. Can you confirm or deny that you got this coaching job because of your work on Inside the Play last year?
Oh, it was definitely because of that. No, it's a fantastic opportunity. Can't deny that. Very grateful for the Chiefs, to the board, and especially the veteran players welcome me in. I definitely feel very welcome, very comfortable here, especially early on. It's a very good environment.
I was going to say, how are you adjusting to being a first-year coach? I mean, what are some of the perils that have come your way so far?
Oh, I've got experience coaching through juniors. I was mentored by Simon Pollett, who's fantastic for me. But there's definitely a change in going to seniors, older age group. But again, football's football. Doesn't matter what level. The fundamentals don't change. It's teaching. What it is out here, it's teaching and just developing the process and getting our guys on board. And so far, it's been fun and it's been a fantastic ride.
Absolutely. Now, very young squad. You've got a few guys out this year. I mean, what are you looking to do first and foremost with this sort of group of guys?
First, we got them registered. That is always the first part. But there's no doubt, it's a young squad. But they're good football players. They're training, they're committed, they're listening. That's the important part, and they're learning. So it's been good. They're eager. It's making it enjoyable as a coach. And it's making it enjoyable other players. They're just getting like a new breath of fresh air has been blown in. It's fantastic. I come from juniors. I'm used to young players. But it's good. Game experience is what's needed, but they'll get that, and we shall improve every week.
Now, tell me a little bit more about Simon Whitehead, your quarterback. Now, last year he came in and basically played half a season or so. What's he looking like now that he's got probably his first full off-season going under his belt?
Comfortable. He looks far more comfortable. He knows what to expect in the seniors, but then again, Whitey, he's a confident kid. He was the starting quarterback for state. He's in the Outback as a junior and now as a senior. He's got experience. He's had fantastic coaching. So what can I teach him? But he's also a fantastic resource to have as a coach. So he knows a lot about the game. He can teach it to the other players as well, so I can run around. But he's fantastic to have around. He looks far more comfortable. You can tell he's himself. He's bringing a bit of passion to the game, and he has a bit of fun. And he's a good laugh at times.
That's good. Now, I've been asking all the other coaches this. Which team poses the biggest threat for you?
Ourselves. We've got to make sure we can do the things we can control. Worry about those. We've got to execute. It's on us. I'm not concerned about what the Oilers are doing. I'm not concerned about the Spartans. I'm not concerned about the Razorbacks. I'm not concerned about the Eagles. I'm concerned about us. I can control this team. I cannot control anyone else. I can't control the officials. I can't control the GASA board. I can control what we do at the South City Chiefs. So that's all I'm concerned about. And making sure we execute, we train, we finish, we do the things that we can control. That's all I'm concerned.
Finally, where's a realistic expectation for you guys to sit on the ladder at the end of the year?
I'm not concerned with the result. I'm not concerned with the end. I'm looking at the standard of performance that we addressed from our first training. This is the standard we've set for our players to execute. The score will take care of itself. Our ladder position, that will take care of itself. It's about the process and the journey.
We now move on to the Port Adelaide Spartans, who last year finished a fraction outside the finals picture to slide away from their semi-final appearance a year prior to that. With another year of talent being changed over, it's tough to predict where the Spartans may finish this year. But one thing is for certain, the Spartans will bring their hard-nosed, smash-mouth brand of football and shove it down the throats of their opponents. The Spartans were very strong in both rushing offense and defense, wearing down teams which preferred to play a more open style of play. However, the physical pressure they applied could not translate into scoreboard pressure, as they managed only 10 points a game all season. Coupling this with the league's worst passing attack, and the Spartans understandably fell short against tough opposition. It is a new year, however, and with the league shuffling itself around again, who knows what this team could achieve? To get a better idea of what they could achieve, we talked to secondary specialist Ryan Hassel. All right, so how are you guys feeling coming into this season? Obviously, last year you finished fourth, a bit of a disappointing result. How are you guys feeling coming in?
We've definitely got some good young guys coming through the ranks. It's probably been one of our best seasons in terms of recruitment in my memory, or 3 years since I've been playing at this club. But yeah, no, a lot of guys progressing well. There's a few older guys coming back, which is definitely going to help our team in terms of experience. But yeah, that's about all I have to say to that.
Absolutely. In terms of teams that you need to kind of look out for, like we're asking all the clubs when we go around, what team kind of worries you the most in terms of the way they're set up and how they play their game?
I would say probably the Eagles. I don't think we've beaten them in any of the years that I've played. Otherwise, the Razorbacks, although we've been pretty level terms with them over the last couple of years, they're definitely one to look out for. But yeah, they're probably the two top ones there. Yeah.
In terms of your own personal play, what are you looking to kind of put into your own game this year? You played really well quite in the secondary sort of area and looking quite sharp in corner as well. Are you looking to implement any new sort of positions into your game, or just kind of sticking to that secondary sort of area?
I'll probably focus more on the secondary. There's a lot of talented guys that we have. We've got good depth in the team, so if need be, I can play across the field. But looking probably to step up, I felt like I faded out last season towards the end, but definitely would have to say the secondary, focus on the secondary. I mean, there are some good receivers out there in the league at the moment, so yeah, just keep getting better, and if need be, I can step in wherever. So.
Yeah, now, at this stage, it's obviously terrible to mutter the F word, but finals for you guys, is that a realistic expectation?
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. I mean, I think you'd be stupid not to have hope. But as I say, we've got a lot of new guys. But yeah, hopefully we should be able to make a push. But yeah, realistically, I mean, finals, we're not looking to win the league or anything, but I definitely think finals could be on the cards. I mean, we've seen the Chiefs. I don't think we've seen anything that'll put us off too much about them. The Oilers are going to be tough to beat as always, and then the Eagles and the Razorbacks. But I think we've got, we should be looking for maybe third finish. I mean, at least we'd be hoping for.
The Eastside Razorbacks are next on the list, and it's hard to top a perfect season, that's for sure. 9 wins and 4 draws, including a thrilling win in the inaugural Great Southern Bowl, capped off a massive transformation for one of South Australia's most successful clubs. New challenges await now, and it's going to be interesting to see with how they cope of being the hunted rather than the hunter. Eastside has lost some key veterans, leaving the Razorbacks with an even younger squad, which ran the board last year. The young stars might have their work cut out for them against the more physical sides, such as the Spartans and the Eagles, as they showed last year. But it's very hard to look past what the Razorbacks can bring to the table. They were the most well-rounded team last year on both offense and defense, as well as producing some Henry Olsen classics on special teams, which makes them still a team to be feared and to be considered a serious contender. And finally, it is time to look at the Adelaide Eagles, who underwent a name change in the off-season to become the University of South Australia Eagles. This cosmetic change is also coupled by a new rebranding and new Guernseys, which is sure to bring plenty of excitement. Another aspect to raise the excitement levels is returning quarterback Lewis Whiten, who brings his unique firebrand of instinctive quarterback play back to a team which was one piece short of a championship last year. A new face at quarterback could further assist one of the league's strongest rushing offenses, and the rushing defense isn't bad either, that's for sure. However, the Eagles need to worry about their turnovers, as they were by far and away the worst team at giving away turnovers, averaging over 3 a game. It could be a very interesting year for a team based in Greenwith, and we headed down there to catch up with coach Martin Carlton. So the first thing I'm going to ask you is, obviously last year was disappointing because you lost by so little in the final. What's that going to do to help your team this year? Is it prominent in your minds right now?
I'd hope so. It was a pretty, I guess, painful way to end the season. A close game like that. I'd like to think that it'll help motivate the guys, and it has through pre-season. So hopefully we can take that in with a bit of fire, starting out with the Chiefs on Saturday.
Absolutely. Now, in terms of you becoming now the Uni SA Eagles and all that sort of stuff, does that really impact your team at all?
I guess not necessarily initially. I think it's we're going to be moving down to Mawson Lakes. Fingers crossed that's something that will help, and it's just having that association and being able to a recruiting opportunity, because in our league, recruiting is such an important part, and having that extra little bit of, I guess, opportunity there would hopefully, fingers crossed, that it really helps us going forward.
Now there's a guy returning, and his name's Lewis White, and he's sending shivers all throughout the league. How's he looking in pre-season so far?
He's looked good. I mean, back to his old self to some degree. I mean, it's obviously being out of the game for a little while. It's sort of taken him a while to get back to it, but he's definitely gonna help us out this season. So definitely looking forward to seeing how he goes, and he's gonna help us with our offense production.
Absolutely. Now, I've asked every coach this, and I'm going to ask you this one. Which team causes the most concern for you this year?
I think, all of them to a degree. Yeah, that's the thing with a new season. You just don't know what you're going to get. Like, who's recruited well. But obviously the Razorbacks, reigning champions, you'd think that they would probably bring another good team going in. The Spartans have always got a lot of talent, but hopefully they can put it together this year for them. And the Chiefs as well got a new coach down there, and you just never know. Like, it really depends on how well they recruit and those kinds of things. But all those three teams, and you never know with the Oilers. I mean, it really depends on recruiting. So I'm looking forward to the season and seeing what they've gotten. We've got some new players this year. It sort of happens every year. So.
And final question: what's the expectations this year? Where do you see yourself on the ladder at the end of the year?
Oh, look, I mean, the key for me is just improving. We start out the season and hopefully we're better at the end of the season than we are at the start, and that's just going to be a natural progression anyway. So I'd like to think that we're going to be a good team, and hopefully contending at the end of the year for the big prize. That's always the goal. So that's what we're looking for, and I think we have the ability to do that. It's just whether things roll your way.
That's all we have time for this week. Thank you very much for watching. The games this week will start at 12 o'clock at the Marion Sports Complex, so make sure you get down there for a jam-packed day of Gridiron. Until next time, catch you around.